Welcome. Welcome to the Build Show. I'm your host, Dennis Trino, over here at the Empower Gaming Studio. John, you were there first. I see that you're playing Fortnite, so won't talk that much, no problem. It's Roy. Welcome back to the Build Show. Ant-Man, welcome back to the Build Show. It's not that early. Like maybe 10 minutes earlier than normal. Mike, welcome back to the Build Show. Grand, what's up? Welcome back to the Build Show. Carrie, OML. This is my PC. I'm so excited. Everybody give her a good old congrats on the PC build that we're about to build. Damn time. Welcome back to the Build Show. It's been a while. No, it's not. I say that with sarcasm. What's up, Mike? How's it going, man? Rye Guy over there on the Twitch side. Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. How's everybody doing tonight? I am so over the jury duty. This one's going to be a long one, guys. I got a day off tomorrow from jury duty. Then I got to go back to jury duty on Thursday. And then I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I can't remember if I go back on Monday or Tuesday after that. It's a little overwhelming. Yeah, so Thursday's all day. Go back on Tuesday after that. Thursday and then Friday again. So it's a long one. Maybe weekend build. Well, we could at least, you know, maybe get something in on Friday for sure. And tell them you have a split personality and instant walk. I don't know. They would have determined that when they... I think that opportunity's gone. They didn't even select an alt either, which is kind of weird for, you know, how long it's going. So basically, we are there or everything's on hold. And I don't know what the consequences are if you don't show up. Like, I was 2 minutes late today because I got stuck behind every single school bus on the way there, and I gave myself like almost 15 minutes. I would have been, if I wasn't stuck behind a school bus, I would have gotten there like 15 minutes early. But I was literally stuck behind every school bus here in Lake Orion that there is, trying to get to M24. So I got there like 2 minutes late instead of 15 minutes early. I was kind of glad that I left when I did. Or maybe if I left like 17 minutes earlier, then maybe I would have missed all the buses and got there 17 minutes early. I don't know. Bad timing. Well, gotta wait till it's done first. Yeah. I know, all right? We gotta build it first. What games are you gonna play, Carrie? I'll let Carrie answer that one in the chat. Grand. Looks like a great pick. Great card. Oh yeah, chat nerds, bro, it's 8 a.m. here. Enjoy your build. Well, how is it 8 a.m.? Where are you, chat nerds? You said you were out of country, right? Are you at the, whatchamacallit right now? I would have kept talking to myself, saying how I love rocks and my best friend, Steve the Stain. Oh yeah, that's not gonna go well if I did that. Because they made you raise your hand and swear Grand BG3 is great. Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good one. Just had my chicken nuggets from McDonald's. Nice, Mike. How was your jury duties? It's boring. It's so boring. I'm sitting there thinking of all the things I could be doing. That's honestly what I'm doing when I'm sitting there. But I can't talk about that. I can't talk about anything regarding the jury duty. We're still in the middle of the case. So, or the... whatever you call it. I don't even know what to call it. I'm not a law guy. I just know I can't talk about it, so... all I can tell you is that my availability, because of jury duty, is going to be very limited this week and next week. Unfortunately. My availability during the day shouldn't really impact the streams too much here. Except for Thursday, I think I'm not going to stream this week on Thursday because, well, I don't have much to stream, and I got some other projects I can work on, so... maybe it's the... no, it's not. It's not that guy, Roy. It's not that guy. Hey, what's up, Mr. Maker? Welcome to the Build Show. Yeah, man, I get over 100 FPS on Doom with DLSS and frame gen. That's pretty good. Don't you have, like, I forget what card you have, man. On your 4060. I was going to say 4060, but I didn't want to, like, say the wrong card. Hey, I just installed that AIO. It works awesome. Nice. Which AIO we talking? The Frozen Note? Oh, yeah. BG3, Cyberpunk 2077. But also want to pick up Marvel's Rivals and the Oblivion Remaster. So that is actually one that I want to play too, is the Oblivion Remaster. And I know I've admitted this in past streams, but I will readmit this. I have not played any of the Cyberpunks. I've only played bits and pieces while testing for customers and talking points and just testing in general. I've never actually sat down and played the game for pleasure. Which is crazy. Cyberpunk blew you away? I know, well, don't ruin it for me. I haven't played it yet. Too busy building other people's PCs and then fixing stuff. Frozen Infinity. Oh, you put this one in. Gotcha. Nice. Yeah, this is an awesome cooler. And the aesthetics on it is awesome. Not only does it cool your CPU, but it also looks cool while it's cooling. Really bland dad joke there. You haven't played I haven't played any of the Cyberpunks. None of them. What's Max doing? He's down here snoozing. He had his dinner and he's all happy and he was running around earlier. Now it's nap time before bedtime. Not a fan of it. It's cool while it's cooling. What a conundrum. Exactly my point. So we're gonna be, of course it just takes it right out. Don't worry, it has a lid as I spill it. We're drinking Dubby tonight. So, if you haven't already tried Dubby, type !Dubby in the chat. I just need the little extra boost, and since I don't have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning again tomorrow, you know, let's drink some Dubby. All right, so the build tonight. Where's my build sheet? If I don't have my build sheet in front of me, then I get lost. Maybe I did put vodka in it. Maybe I didn't. I don't know how Carrie would feel if I was drinking and building at the same time. I don't know if there's any law against that. I don't know what the law is on YouTube. Never thought of that. Anyway, so today we are going to be building Carrie's PC, which is build number 57 for 2025, as we slowly climb the ladder with our build count. And it is going to be an AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D CPU with 8 cores, 16 threads, a maximum boost of 5 gigahertz, and it includes the innovative 3D V-Cache technology by AMD on an AM5 socket. We're also going to be using the Thermalbright AM5 contact frame V2. That's what this guy is here. We're going to be cooling that with a combination of the Thermal Grizzly Cryonaut Extreme Thermal Paste and the Thermalbright Frozen Infinity, which is a liquid AIO cooler, all in one. 360mm radiator with 3 120mm PWM unique addressable RGB fans with infinity mirrors on the side. The block also has infinity mirrors, an infinity mirror with RGB, so it's a unique look. And it is in white. So the entire theme of this PC is white, if you haven't gathered already, just by what's here. The motherboard that we're going to be installing or using for this build is the Asus B650A ROG Strix Gaming Wi-Fi ATX Wi-Fi Gaming Motherboard. That's a mouthful. Thank you, Asus. Yes. But it's a great board. One of the reasons why I selected this board, and it's actually part of a Micro Center bundle you can get, is it has white or silver accents on the board, so it's going to blend a lot better than the Gigabyte option that would have originally came with this board. Or it was a Asus TUF, I'm sorry. The Asus TUF, which is all black. So this is just a better looking board for the build that we're doing. The 32 gigabytes of DDR5 6000 megahertz CL36, 216 gigabyte sticks in dual channel, which is going to be G.Skill Flare X5. So that is our typical kit that we will use with the combos that we get from Micro Center. The great kit of RAM to start out with. Storage, we're going to be using a 2TB M.2 NVMe PCIe Gen 4 SSD, which is a Team Group MP44. You've seen me build with these all the time. These are great drives. They're super snappy, quick, awesome drives all around. The graphics card we're going to be running is the AMD Radeon RX 9070 XT, which is a 16 gigabyte GDDR6 256-bit. We are using the XFX Swift in white, the triple fan card. It says Pro Gaming on it, so I assume it's going to be Pro. I don't know if it... I'm being very sarcastic when I say that. The power supply we're going to be using is a 850 watt 80 plus gold. Originally we did select the Thermaltake View 270 for the case, but we did end up with a Montech XR, which is basically the same case, just Montech, not Thermaltake. And it's in white. We also have some sleeved cable extensions that are in white for the case. We have some Asia Horse fans, which if you're familiar with the last couple of builds that we've done with these fans, then you're familiar with these fans. But they are awesome looking fans that are going to match pretty closely to what we see here on the cooler. Just a little bit more RGB on the fans themselves, so illuminate some more light into the build. And then outside of that, there's not much more to do other than start this build. Sheesh, you can build with your eyes closed. Who, you kidding? Who said I could do that? I don't know. Whoever promised you that Was probably drinking. I'm just kidding. Ant-Man, when you don't have any builds, you can do open panel, right? Panel night. It's when viewers can join via video chat. Yeah, we could probably do something like that in Discord. This hasn't been mentioned in a while. How to open loop. How's the open loop going? The open loop project's going well. We actually got all the fittings in. I think we were missing a couple, or quite a few important ones, and then they just showed up just a couple days ago. But because I've been in jury duty, I haven't been able to focus on it. So it's coming along. And I did figure out how I was recording it. I got a stand with a AI thing that follows me, so it's actually really easy to use, and it's really cool. And I've been using that to help record things. So maybe this week, maybe on Friday, that's what we'll do, is drop that in here, and we'll kind of talk about that build, and maybe just have like an open evening, I guess, on Friday or something. We'll figure something out. We'll always have something to do. Good evening, Army Vet. If you haven't noticed, you have a new icon next to your name. Yes, there will be videos on it. I am just going to go through the entire build before I actually post a video, and then of course I got to edit the videos going through it. But yes, there will be a video on the open loop. And I haven't decided how I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do a couple different styles of video. One is kind of more of like a sped up version, and then another one that's more detailed and longer. Much longer. So it's using up a lot of storage, is all I'm going to say. Because the amount of video that I'm recording is quite a bit. And it takes a lot to build these. It's not something that happens overnight. You could do it overnight, but with this one I want to have perfect. Especially since I've already taken so much time on it. Well, it'll be out this month or next month. Probably, the video is probably not until next month, but the build will probably be done before the end of the month. Because that's pretty much one of the last projects that I have still in shop. And it smells like fish. And if you don't know what fish means in the IT world, that means first in, still here. So first in, still here is bad. Hey, what's up? Pelinix? Pilnix? Pelinix? Pelanix? Pelanix. Is that what I call you? Pelanix? Ooh, I did. Thank you. You're welcome. Welcome to the VIP club. I have a question about my PC and I need help. What's up, man? Ben, true or false? Do you need a high-end PC to enjoy PC gaming? That is false. You do not need a high-end PC to enjoy it. You can enjoy it in, just 1080p. You could have lots of fun with that. Hells yeah, 9070 build. What's up, Drag? Danger Zone. Welcome to the build show, sir. Or welcome back. No, you said it at the start. Okay. Pelanix. How many more builds are you gonna do tonight? You have to do right now? None. This is it. This is the last build I have on the table. It's slow right now, guys. There's no other builds in the hopper other than the open loop. Some other fun stuff too. I have a 4060 5700G and I enjoy PC gaming. Yeah, you don't need a $4,000 PC to enjoy PC gaming. You can do it easily on a $800 budget or less. Come on, get with it, streamer. In general, this is it. This is it. It is slow right now. So we don't have a ton of builds right now coming in. I have tons of requests and I have tons of quotes out there for customers, but everybody's like, yeah, let me save up for it, which is, you know, it makes sense. You have to save up for your build. You can't just go drop, you know, $2,000 on a build and feel comfortable about making your bills when they come in. So, you can build one for me next. Well, Little Miss Crazy Girl, you're more than welcome to. Submit a build request if you'd like, and I can build one for you. So I got a 512 1440p monitor, so that's a wide screen, right? What GPU will make me get 165 FPS in Call of Duty medium settings? I don't think it's going to be medium settings. I think it's going to be more of a with DLSS on situation. 7900 XT would probably manage that, or the XTX. Yeah, definitely, probably, or the 9070. I think might be able to get you there. Or 5070 Ti and up. But I think you're looking at about $1,000 in a GPU to get there. So 5070 Ti, maybe a 5080 if you want some extra wiggle room. Hey, what's up, Alex? Welcome back to the build show. $1,600. Well, gee whiz. Let's just go get the 5080 then. What are we talking about? Do you have a Micro Center near you? In the meantime, 7900 XT is $869 on Best Buy. That's not bad. Ben does wonders with $1,600. I do. I can. Oh, you guys remember that PC that we built that was blue and white, and then it had a bad motherboard, and then we replaced the motherboard? Well, the customer came and picked it up, and then 2 days later brought it back because the power supply was shot. Like, what kind of... I needed to sprinkle some holy water on this build or something. I think it was, painted or something. Something wasn't right. All right, I'm going to leave the cables over here so I remember. Hey, what's up, Steve Anderson? Welcome back to the build show. It's not available. You're from Egypt. Oh, geez. Is that 1,600 US dollars that you're talking about? Because we're in the US. That's another question I should probably ask is, are we talking the same currency? Yes, I know, Mike. Build number 54. Yeah, 1,600 US dollars. It's like 5,000 EGP. So, yeah, I don't know what the pricing is like for you guys over there. I don't even know what the availability is over there, because I know some places it's actually harder to get GPUs and things like that, and prices go up because of it. Can you order from the US and have it shipped to you? Leave me alone! Welcome back to the build show. Ben, do you have a retail place? I do not technically have a retail building or a shop or a storefront, but I have the studio, which is actually the first half of my house. Used to be in the garage, but a little convincing with Mrs. in Power, and we have heat and AC. Thank you. Oh yeah, you're welcome. We do have plans eventually to have a storefront, but still kind of in the situation of, do I really want to spend $5,000 a month on a storefront in a lease? because that's what it will cost to have it in a decent area here in Michigan on a busy road. That's what you'll expect to spend for maybe 800 to 1,000 square foot, which is kind of what I would need. Yeah, weird. I need that much space. But if you think about it, boxes take up space. And when you're doing a ton of builds, you have inventory. Inventory takes up space. So you need about 800, I guess a minimum you could probably get away with maybe 600 square feet. And that would be cramped. You'd probably grow out of that really fast and then wish you didn't sign a lease. And so at that point, you should just go for a bigger. Right, guy. Is Carrie in chat? If so, nice build. Tech repair as well as PC sales would be worth it. Yes, that is the idea, right, guy? I am listed on Google, so people can come here, and I have people come here all the time. It's just, I've had customers, I've seen them pull up to where my house is and be like, what the hell, and then drive away. So I know I'm missing out on walk-ins, but right now it is what it is. I don't feel like spending $5,000 a month, which would effectively increase my pricing. It's super hard for NVIDIA, but easy for AMD, and Egypt does a 60% tax on GPU. Holy smokes. No fun prices in European. Yeah, it's that's kind of a hard one then. If you could get an AMD GPU for less, then I would say, especially if you have it available in Egypt, then I would say just go with the 7900 XT if that's available. It'll do what you're asking it to do. That would be my recommendation. Brawler, what's up, man? Welcome back to the build show. Just got my 5090 Astral OC. 3,600 bucks. Yeah, it's about the going rate right now. Just checking. I would buy parts and things like that. I'm not trying to turn into like a Newegg or a Micro Center. It's more so if I'm inventorying parts, it's to service customers, or if I have a local customer that was like in need of something to finish their build, I'd be happy to sell them that at cost or something. And that's kind of what I do now. I don't really want to get into I'm selling hundreds of parts and get stuck on that roller coaster, because the investment in that is so it's scary. Think about it. I have to inventory, you know, graphics cards and CPUs, and the value of those graphics cards and CPUs go up and down. And if they go down after I've purchased them for a certain price, then I lose money on it. So it's a considerable amount of risk when you start inventorying stuff like that. And for me, I don't know if I'm into that. Maybe one day when it's less of a risk. Some people who have dedicated square footage at home are also able to claim it on taxes, which is kind of a win for their business. That is, yes. Drop ship GPUs, I could drop ship. I could do that. I drop ship stuff all the time to people for parts and stuff. When, you know, for a customer that needs something. Let's say a fan died and they want to replace the fan themselves. I just drop ship the fan to them. What kind of specs do you think a $1,400 could get, or is that too low? No, that's definitely not too low. We build all the way down to the cheapest PC we build is $550, and that's a nice little entry-level 1080p system. That'll play most games without any issues. So $1,400 gets you pretty much double that, and you're looking at like an entry-level 1440p system at $1,400. Something that you can stream with too. So really solid system with a great upgrade path at $1,400 is what you're looking at. Little Miss. Crazy girl. Ant-Man, just buy a Home Depot shed and turn it into a shop. That actually did cross my mind. We did that in the garage. The problem was in Michigan, winters suck. Gets cold. Try building with frozen fingers. John, what's the minimum for flipping gaming PCs for people? What's the minimum? What do you mean by minimum? Steve saw a reference 7900 XT on Amazon for $699.99. Good buy, but they only had 3 left. Yeah, that's not a bad price for a 7900 XT. I've seen cards. So, guys, we've been seeing cards getting stocked up at Micro Center quite frequently. And I know we haven't really done anything with this build yet, but we've been just chatting away here. So, I've seen a ton of graphics cards stocking up at Micro Center. That's typically, and I've also seen a ton of returns. What are those return? What do you think those returns are? What do you think? I guarantee the pile of open box cards over at Micro Center right now are all people that were trying to scalp cards and then couldn't sell them on the marketplace for even break-even price, so they returned it within the 30 days. So that being said, that is a sign that the market is slowing down, which means our GPU prices should start coming down soon. Probably not for another month, but it's a good sign. Winters do suck here in Michigan, yes. Hold on. 4090 is 7,400 US dollars in Egypt. Holy crap. That's a 4090? You could buy a car and drive to the United States somehow on a boat. You could buy a boat and sail your way to the United States, buy your graphics card here in the US, and then sail back for probably the same price as buying a 4090 there in Egypt. If you have any friends that fly to the US, have them buy a 4090 here or in another country and just smuggle it back in their suitcase. Saw a reference 7900 XT on Amazon. We already went through that one, sorry. The minimum amount of money in US dollars. So I think for flipping PCs, we talked about this, John, but I think the minimum you would want to spend getting started, or the minimum amount of money that you would need to get started on flipping PCs, is probably around 300 bucks. So you're looking for like a $200 special on Marketplace, something that you could fix up or add to make it better, but with a good core, meaning a good CPU, a good graphics card, and maybe a good motherboard. Those are the 3 good things that you're looking for. That's the majority of the cost of the build. And of course, RAM and SSD and power supply would be a bonus, but something you can maybe slap a better cooler in, clean it up, add some different fans, RGB to it, and then flip it for, you know, $100 profit at $400. So you just got to have a really good eye at that. For ITV, most of the cards are junk. New cards. Yes, most new cards are junk. I can't control that, Fry. We just have to drink the Kool-Aid that is served to us at this point. What I won't do is lie about it, though. I won't tell you that this Kool-Aid tastes good when the Kool-Aid tastes like crap. Yes, Mike. Thank you, Mikey Mike. Right, guys, she's Carrie is over here on the YouTube chat. If I didn't answer that question, I meant to. I'd still say in the middle of the summer, 4090 is a beast. Okay. I have, but bro, if you see security in Egypt in the airport, I've never been to. I've had a couple of friends go out there. They take your shirt and pants and check them to see every shirt and everything in the suitcase, so no GPU. I mean, they don't allow a GPU to come back in. I mean, even if they taxed it, just find a retailer that sells it to you on paper for $1, but you pay them cash. I don't know how illegal that is. And then the invoice receipt says you paid $1 for it. And 60% of that dollar is what? 60 cents? I have a 2080 Super and I love it. Yeah, the 2080 Super is still a great card today. Probably handles some 1440p action. That BIOS message left. Thank you again. Yeah, no problem, Kenneth. Yeah, I figured after we did that BIOS update, they would take care of that. So, all right. Let's actually build a PC. I think that's what we're here for. Oh, you know what? I need to find... Hold on, guys. I brought my screwdriver today in my backpack. Hold on. I actually totally forgot this was in my backpack because I brought it to a relative's house. And my backpack went through security at the courthouse with this in it. They didn't stop it. I was kind of surprised after the fact that I realized, oh wait, that was in there. Ooh. That would have been interesting. All right, let's get started with this build. Fine array. I'm thinking of a 5700X3D. That's still a great CPU. Is it because you're on the AIM 4 platform right now? AIM 4 good enough for a build? Yes. The 5700X3D is still a great card today. Or chip today. Blah. But pairing it with a 7900 XT, I don't know how that would run. I feel like there would be a little bit of a CPU bottleneck there. Almost forgot to like. Everyone like the video and sub if not already. Thank you, John. Thank you for mentioning that, because I'm terrible at it. Had a broken BIOS on my MSI B550 Pro XMP that broke. I lucked out and they had a new BIOS, so everything was good again. Nice. And follow if you're on any other platform but YouTube. Where'd my remote go? There we are. All right, guys. Let's start with the 7800X3D that we're going to drop into the socket. Done that as soon as I got in here. Thank you, Mike. Much appreciated. I don't know how long my voice is going to last. Believe it or not, this bug thing that I've had, still going. I'm not feeling as crappy as I was last week, but the symptoms are still there, which suck. So I don't know how long my voice will last. This is definitely... Where do they, I'm gonna say, I feel like I just did one. If anybody is wondering, it is a T20 for these screws. And we're going to be replacing that stock frame with a AM5 contact frame by Thermalright. This is the V2 in black. No, that's my same build. Okay. I'm thinking of a Gigabyte B550 Pro V2. VRM is 12 plus 2. It's actually good that you're looking at the VRM. But yeah, no, that sounds good. $5700X 3D and a 7900 XT. Yeah, that sounds like a good pair. But if you could, check the price of a 7600X and a B650 with DDR5 RAM and compare the prices. Even though it's not an X3D CPU, what it is going to do is get you on a platform that you can upgrade on later. Just double check that if you can. See if it's close to the same price. And the 7600X would definitely run a 7900 XT. VRM is what delivers power to your CPU. So the VRM is generally located here or up here, but it's what distributes the power, or I'm sorry, filters the power, then distributes the power to the CPU. And if you don't have a VRM, it's delivering what we call dirty power to the CPU, which could be very uneven power. And uneven power is very bad for a CPU. A CPU will perform sporadically if it's not clean or even power. That is a simple description of a VRM. Or what it does, at least. VRM. Burn. More VRM, better overclock. Not necessarily more VRM. It's, I guess, the better the VRM, the better overclock, or the better chances of overclocking you'll have, because of the fact that it's cleaner power. So I guess, yes, more VRM might... I don't know how to answer that. But yes, the better the VRM, the better chances of a more successful overclock you'll have. But with AMD, I don't see a ton of people overclocking AMD. I see a lot of people undervolting, especially some of the bigger CPUs, but I'd be careful about that, especially if you're playing games like Call of Duty. Call of Duty does not like overclocks. Alright, so next we're going to install our Flare X5 kit by G.Skill, which is 32 gigs of DDR5, 6000 megahertz CL36. That's two 16 gigabyte sticks, totaling out at 32. This package is actually proving difficult to open. Come on. And we're going to be dropping that in slots A2 and B2. Last but not least here, we're going to be installing the 2TB M.2 NVMe SSD, which is a Team Group MP44. I don't know if this is going to use this or not. Let's open this up and see. Oh, sorry, John, I didn't see that. What does VRM stand for? It is Voltage Regulator Module. Thank you, Mike. I just didn't see his chat there. Looks like he asked it twice. My bad. I undervolted my 7900 XT and a lot of crashing went away, plus updated all my drivers, like chipset and all the other themes so far to have worked. I feel like AMD memory in general just gets hot. What's a good overclocking app to overclock your GPU? So typically we would say MSI Afterburner. But that also, I don't know that it works with all GPUs now. Does anybody know if that's still like a thing to use? Because I don't typically overclock my GPUs, personally. A lot of times nowadays, everybody's under volting everything. Everything's too hot. So it did have one in there, so I didn't have to pull that one out. Excuse me. All right. With that, I think there are brackets that we have to install for this CPU cooler, this AIO. Ryzen Master or MSI will do about the same. I didn't know the Master lets you do the GPU. I guess that makes sense. Gals and guys, if you're enjoying the stream, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Oh, thank you, Mike. Helps the video go more noticeable and playlists on YouTube. Thank you, Mike. KYX. I hope that answers your question. Mike also gave a Mike Thompson gave a good response on that as well. Ryzen Master. I haven't personally used the Ryzen Master for overclocking a GPU, but I had my notifications on personalized, not all. Damn it, I changed it. It's all good. My 7900 XT came overclocked, and when they do that, they do a pretty good job. There is not much left to get out of the GPU. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is a lot of times you end up getting, at least the cards that I typically work with are usually overclocked. Checking to see if this one is an OC or not. I don't think this one has a out-of-the-box OC. But even so, from what I've been reading, there's not a ton of headroom here on these 9070s, for example. And a lot of people have just been undervolting them. Don't overclock as well. I prefer a stable PC. That's what I'm saying. When I ship a PC, I need it to be stable. I don't want somebody calling me telling me it's blue screening. Hey, Mike here too. Yeah, there's a lot of mics here. Mike says, subscribe even. No. I've never either, just looked at the programs. Nice. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what that's like. The Ryzen Master. Or the, whatever it's called, AMD Master, Ryzen Master. I didn't know you could overclock a GPU from there. Maybe it's... I know you could do CPU overclocking there, but I don't recommend doing it from there. I always recommend, if you're going to overclock the CPU, always do it from the BIOS level. It's going to get you the best results. I think we have to... I think we have brackets to it. If I remember correctly. Yes. We do. I'm just gonna get this cooler out of the box since we're already here. And we have our hardware kit from the cooler. We got to remove these stock brackets. And then we're going to install these studs. Nutties. And then we add these screws to the brackets. And those screw into the back plate. And there you have it. A 7800X3 with a contact frame and its cooler brackets for the Thermalright Infinity cooler. Ready to go. Now we zoom out and we get the case out. Always look at this on Asus boards. There's always a peel down here on this thing. People forget that that's there, and this actually melts. It's on the Supreme FX chip. But those peels are important to peel, because if you don't, they get hot, they melt. Melt, but they get gross. Case time. This is the Montech XR. The downside to this case, and pretty much anybody else that designs and ships one of these cases, is they like to tape the peels together, so you can't take the panels off unless you take the tape off. Or the peels off. Which is prone to fingerprints. Thank you for the sub over there, Steven. Much appreciated. Welcome to the build show. Ancient Chinese secret. Wait, before I go... Oh, you're going? How did you get 730 builds in 2023 if that's only 365 days a year? No, that means I was... And it actually didn't happen like this. But if you think about it, it's like a couple, like 2 or 3 a day. But it didn't actually end up like that. It was more like I got like 5 orders in one day, and then I built 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them in one day. It was weird. It was very sporadic. And I'll be honest with you, the majority of my orders weren't until the end of the year. So most of the summer was pretty bare bones during 2023. So I didn't do a ton of builds through the summer. But in the winter, if you look at that holiday season, I was building like 5 or 6 a night in one sitting. And I think I still have some of those streams. So if you go back far enough and look at some of my lives in like December of 2023, you'll see me going for like 8 hours on a stream. Building 5 or 6 PCs. It was insane. And that was like every single day through the month of December. But that's how it worked out. So I had the majority of my builds in the beginning of the year. Then it was we had a ton of builds in the beginning of the year, which set us up for a great year. And I was working full-time. So I was full-time dedicated to Empower. And I was throwing money at marketing the crap out of the brand, trying to get more builds. You know, I went all in, trying to make it work. And that year was a really good year. And I almost went and bought a shop, or leased a shop. I'm glad I didn't, because 2024, it slowed down to a crawl. Not sure what happened. Other than whatever I was doing in 2023 was working, and whatever I was doing in 2024 and now 2025 is not as good as what I was doing in 2023. So I haven't been able to figure out what I'm missing. I honestly think it's related to the economy. That's ultimately my answer after this year and a half of trying to figure it out, or 2 years now. No, it's not a stupid question. A lot of people ask me that. Hey, why did you do 733 builds in 2023, but only 200 in 2024, and you only have 56 in 2025? And it's literally, the answer is the economy. That's the answer. I get those questions a lot. And I was full-time in 2023. It slowed down so bad in 2024 that I had to go back to work, which also sucked. Right now I'm full-time, only doing Empower, but I have to supplement IT work. Because this does not pay the bills. All right, good night, John. Have a good night, man. Like I said last time I watched, I learned something new every time. I have an Asus board. It had a plastic thing on it. Even I miss them every now and then, so don't feel bad. Is a Strix 1200 watt ATX 3.1 good enough for a 5090 OC? Yeah. I think 1,000 and up, 80 plus gold is good enough for 5090. If you think about it, you know, it just depends on the rest of the system though, because the card could draw up to 600 watts. under a load. So, and you know, I doubt it's going to be running full unless you're running AI on it or something insane. But the AI, or I'm sorry, the 1,000, if you think about it, you know, 600 watts, that leaves you, if you have a 1,000 watt power supply, 400 watts left to play with for your CPU and the rest of your system. The CPU being the next biggest thing that's going to draw power. Usually those, depending on what CPU you have, but if it's like a Ryzen 9, you know, the TDP could be up to like 240, it could draw like 200 plus watts. So that leaves the power supply with a headroom of 200 watts for the rest of the system. So you better not have like a ton of drives in your system because you're going to be capping out pretty soon. So it really depends on the system, but for you, 1200 watts, probably just fine. Hey, what's up, Sauce? Sass? Yo, what's good, man? Sasuk? Sasuk? Is that what we call you? Okay, thanks. It's arriving here today. I already ordered it. It was $288-ish and got pretty nice etched stock cables. Oh, yeah. Those cables are nice with that Asus power supply, yep. The sleeved looking cables, I think that is what you're mentioning. John says, okay, I decided I have nothing better to do, so I'm going to keep watching. Well, you can watch Carrie's PC come to life. Mike, don't laugh. A friend lost his motherboard and CPU to a cheap power supply. A good power supply is really the most important part of a PC. Yes, it is important to have a decent power supply. Going back to Steve's comment above there, and that's about all I can see in my chat without having to scroll. Just an FYI, guys. So, okay, guys, keep building. So we've got a USB 3.0, a USB-C, a front panel connector here, and then an HD audio over here to connect. We are going to actually remove these 3 fans and replace them with the Asia Horse fans that we purchased that have the infinity mirror, infinity mirror, which is a cool effect. I'm just going to undo these. We're going to be pulling them anyway. Is my internet is being weird or something? The stream is kind of laggy for me, and I don't know why. Is it running laggy for you guys? Let me look. Bruh, you hella late. You just saw my message. What? Am I that far behind on YouTube? I do also have a separate PC with SFF Corsair 750 watt. I do like these stock cables as well. I don't think I've ever used that one. No, it's fine now. Yeah, I'm looking at everything and everything looks good. It's running at 30 FPS. Oh, it does. It did show some dropped frames. We got 0.9% dropped. I don't know why we're dropping frames though. Hold on, guys. Let me investigate this. Oh, where'd my test? Do 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 do. If I had to guess, it is memory related. Hold on, guys. Let me close out the Chrome tab. Ugh, that might lag the PC. Hold on. If we skip or freak out, I apologize. Oh, and that's running too. Yeah, let's close that. Thought I went through all this before I started the stream. Okay, we just freed up 10 gigs of memory on the stream PC. Closing Chrome. Let's try that and see if it's any better for you guys. Sorry about that. CPU and everything else looks fine though. I mean, we weren't even maxed out in RAM. I think we were at 26 of 32. So it's not like we were maxed out. Is this any better? You were dropping frames about 2 minutes ago, Ben. It's all good now? Okay, well, let's hope it doesn't happen again. And we close some, you know, close some stuff. Oh, and Jesse over on Facebook, thank you for the like. Missed that. So, all right, let's give it a go. While we're here, because we just pulled 2 fans out, we can go ahead and run our USB-C and USB 3. Set those in incorrect order. Our front panel and our HD audio. All right, and then we'll remove this rear fan. We have a replacement for that as well. And let's start installing our new fans, which are by Asia Horse. We've got a total of 3, 4, 5, 6 to install. One of these is a regular, the rest of them are reverse blades. Oh, you guys caught that? Your stream tab uses 2 gigs RAM alone in my Chrome. Jeez. I'm sorry. Damn you, Chrome. So we pulled the regular. We can start that one. The rest are going to be reversed. That fell into the abyss. Terrible place to go. All right, we recovered it. Wink. I just love the Asia Horse fans. Yeah, they're pretty nice. These new ones, I gotta admit, some of the old ones that I've used in the past were meh. These ones are actually pretty nice. Alright, next up are reverse blades for the side. We'll mount 2 reverse blades here. These are going to be intake. Ben was here, LOL. You should have put the date too, Ben. What's today, the 20th? So you're going to make me envy you a 9070 XT. I want one. Talk to Tats, also known as Roy, about the 9070 XT experience. But I think he'd be just fine with it. But if you want to know somebody that has used it and understands it, any more updates on the Zydex PC? That would be Anarchist Cooling, right? Or who was that? I haven't heard from him in a couple days. I think he was here in the last stream, though. Saw the Devil White Edition. That is a very good looking card, yes. I agree with that. Any of the Red Devil / White Devil cards are nice. We are going with an XFX in white. The Swift White. There's Tat. The great card just needs some tweaking. Everyone I know with the 9070 XT is very pleased with it. I think it depends on the memory of the card. Oh, come on. You didn't have to peel. You didn't peel for me, Peel. You broke. I'll remember this. Does gigahertz matter? It's a breeze. Welcome to the Build Show, and thank you for the follow over there on Twitch. All right. Welcome to the Build Show. Wait, I was in the middle of a question before I stopped. Trying to find it. Sasuks. Does gigahertz matter in a CPU? Not really, but yes. I mean, it still matters. That's your clock speed. So it matters, but at the same time, what really matters is whether or not an application uses a single core or multi-core or thread. Because if it does use multi, then that's what's actually going to benefit you. So it kind of depends on your application or game that you are running, which is going to determine whether or not your CPU performance is enough. For example, here's a use case, one that I'm more familiar with because I deal with it a lot. X-Plane 12. If you're not familiar with X-Plane 12, X-Plane 12 is a flight simulator, and it only uses one core. It does not like to use multi-threads or cores, or it uses one core. So your single performance core, your single core performance is the right way to say it, matters a lot. And also your cache, your CPU cache. That's where, in that scenario, gigahertz is going to matter, or your performance on your CPU is going to matter per single core. So I hope that kind of explains it a little bit. So it really comes down to the application that you're going to be running. Fell asleep at my desk. Neck is killing me now. Ask the missus to Give it a little massage. Ace Ventura is referred to as I didn't even know that. Hurrah. Have a 3090 Ti X with a i7 4700K is good if I go to the GeForce RTX 5090 32 gig Supreme Liquid. Yeah. I think the i7 14700K will handle it. I think there would be a slight I think you might notice some bottleneck, but I don't think there's a CPU out today that isn't going to notice a bottleneck with a 5090. Unless you go crazy to a Threadripper. And thank you for the super chat, Aurora. Feel like that was a dumb question, LOL. No, it's not a dumb question. It makes you think about your CPU and things like, where does it matter? Well, for the most part, it doesn't matter, but in specific use case scenarios. And thank you. Oh yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I think any CPU out today is going to have some sort of bottleneck from the paired with the RTX 5090. So it doesn't really matter what you do. You're probably going to notice some sort of bottleneck. So I'd say go ahead and do it. If you have the money and the means to do it and the need to do it, then go for it. And it's available at a decent price that isn't a complete ripoff. Go for the 5090 and run it and be proud. Flex on people. I sure don't have one. I have a 3070 Ti. Whoever asked about Call of Duty and the 9070 XT, if you start getting crashes or white flashes in certain games, the only fix is to find driver version 25.2.1. 25.2.1. It fixed pretty much all the crashes. And driver timeouts as well as what it results. Man, rich people. I know. Jeez. One day I'll own a 4090 or 5090 Ti. My Q home or my Q horn. Thank you for the follow over there on Twitch. Much appreciated. And welcome to the build show. Tux Byte, hey, I have a AMD RX 4070 8GB card and it works fine for me, but I'm on Arch Linux. Yeah, the 4070 8GB card is actually still capable of playing most of today's titles in 1080p. I mean, especially if you're not running a heavier OS like Windows and you're running Linux. Probably helps a little bit. I don't have the command to spit out the song name, but I can look this up for you. Sass. I keep calling you Sauce. Is that right? No, it's not right. Alright, so this is Decaying Dream. I think you asked about this one last time too. So it's called Decaying, and it's by... Or it is Decaying by... or Dream by Decaying. I don't know which one that is. If it's the band or not. It's either that or vice versa. This computer has an i9 12900KS, but another computer of mine has an i7 14700K with a 4070 Ti. I consider myself lucky. I mean, that's a great lineup for yourself there. Thank you for the sub, Tuxbite. I typed it in the chat for you. Almost had a moment of panic. Did I put that fan on backwards? I don't know how to get the command to work because the music's actually coming from a web browser. It's not coming from Streamlabs. So I don't know how to make that command work. Plus I can read it from the web browser somehow, or my, whatchamacallit license, my Epidemic Sound license. Okay. There we have first 3 fans installed. Nice. Somehow already got fingerprints on it. Let's clean that up. It's coming together really nice. Until we drop that white card in here. Smiles. Right, Ben. Would love to make shoebox sized PC with a Reaper 9070 XT. That would be badass. Welcome. Make sure to thumbs up the stream. Thank you, Mike, for the reminder. My first game I played was Super Tux. Cart, love the game. That's probably why you're smiling. Man, the joy of owning a high-end PC that can literally do anything you throw at it. I don't know. I once had a really high-end PC and I threw a Pi at it. And it did not handle that very well. Don't do that. I'm joking, by the way. Okay, so let's get our bottom fans installed. These are also reversed blades, so additional intake on the bottom. My first 2 Linux distros were Ubuntu and Linux Mint. Cinnamon. Man, that was so delayed. You proud of yourself, Tat? Roy? Yeah, Pi. You throw a Pi at it and did not handle it very... You said, with a high-end PC, you could just handle whatever you throw at it. Or anything you throw at it. You throw a Pi at your high-end PC and see if it takes it. Blueberry, too. I'm sorry, it's more of a Sheldon response there. I apologize. If anybody's a Big Bang Theory fan. I don't know why I'm reboxing the empty boxes of this fan box. This is... Anyway. I'm almost afraid to mention what my first game was. Space Invaders on the Atari 2600 original. You're not giving away your age at all, Mike. Don't worry. What's up, young Joe? Welcome back to the Bill Show. Bruh. Young Joe, look at that pretty new icon you have next to your name. The alerts are super delayed, not my fault. Sorry. Hey, Jackie Hunt, welcome to the Build Show. Hello, chat. Can I ask a question here? I'm planning to build a PC, and I wonder what color composition do you all like? Let them have it, guys. Me, I always go with whatever's cheaper. That's because I'm cheap when I build my own PC. Carrie fell asleep. No, she's probably in the background enjoying whatever she's doing right now and keeping an eye on her PC, waiting for the moment it turns on. Do. Gosh. Why won't this plug in? That would have been special. All right. With a little effort, we got it. White on white with lots of RGB fans, Mike. You still have your Pong console. Holy smokes, still works too. That's probably worth money. Just saying. Probably worth some money. What should I call you, man? Empower? GC? Tell me. Also, say you go for whatever's cheaper. Most of them are either black, white, or a bit of both. What parts do you make black, or parts for white, etc.? Well, I've done so many builds. I've done black cases, white internal parts. I've done white cases with black internal parts. I've done all white builds, I've done all black builds, I've done blue builds, I've done pink builds, I've done purple, I've done red, I've done pretty much every color out there. So it really just comes down to what you want is usually what I get to. You think I should opt in for a 4K monitor, Ben? Which card do you have again? Remind me. Yes. For years I built with black, but I do like white. It really stands out. It does. Steve, it does. All right, we're a little behind on the chat. When I first started looking at gaming PCs, I always liked the black. Now that I saw all the white PCs, I'm in love with it. It definitely will grow on you if you see enough of them. And also what you can do with them, especially you don't have to go all white parts with the white case. Like I was just saying, you could do black, a black case with white internal parts, or a white case with black internal parts, and it really does look good. So, and you could call me Ben. The channel or the brand is Empower Gaming Computers, so EGC. I guess would be the right name. Why is this not screwing in? Okay, I guess we're not hitting it there. Kind of a tight fit there. I don't know why that was so tight. Tight meaning the thickness of these fans were just a little too thick. We had to squeeze it in. We got it. There we have it. Our infinity mirrors on the side are really starting to pop. Yeah. Do some EPS cables. Let's see. Feller, I feel I'm the only one that likes no RGB. No, there's a lot of people that don't like RGB, Feller. A lot of people prefer, you know, like all black or just all white with no RGB. Done quite a few of those builds. With my PC configuration, sus, i9 14900K RX 7900 XT. Yeah, you could probably dabble in 4K, no problem. with an XT, 7900 XT. Just make sure it's, you know, a nice enough monitor to enjoy 1440p still. You know, like, don't get a super big panel. Crazy big. At least I wouldn't. GPU. GPU. Alright, we got some EPS cables to do, and then we'll do our 24 pin. Then we can install our AIO. More RGB, more FPS. Precisely. Precisely. What's this going on over here in the Twitch chat? Thought I was going to sneeze. What kind of error do you get when you try to launch the app? It just sucks. The launching app. Can you join me in a voice chat? I could show you. You could also try running the Microsoft Store troubleshooter or clearing the Microsoft Store cache. I have it. Says it can't fix it. Oh, are you having an issue where you can't launch the store? That is a Microsoft issue. If you need help with that, we could try to do a remote session, Young Joe. I fixed that before. Saw a video about a Noctool Antec case with wood detail. Really liked that case. Yeah, those are there's a lot of those cases actually coming out with the, like the wood panels and stuff. Still using my old Meshify 2XL on the Con. This case is so large that I have ETO. I have to use PWM fan extensions everywhere. Yeah, that'll happen. Trying to catch up with the chats here. Thank you for following Hurricane Gamer 848. Thank you for the follow over there on the Twitch. Alright, so now what we're going to do is the most boring part of any build, and that is cable combing our cables. If you haven't fallen asleep yet, you're probably going to fall asleep now. What's up, Ben? Lurking mode? No problem, Onra. Welcome back to the build show, sir. Trying to keep up with the chat, but you guys are blowing up. Typically, I catch them all. Bad to have one stick of RAM in my laptop. It's a 2133 and the other one is a 3200 equals 24 gigs. No, it's not that it's bad. It's just going to run the RAM at the slowest speed between the two of them. So if you have 3200 and 2033, it's going to run at 2133. And then, you know, with DDR5, that's where it becomes more of an issue of mismatched RAM. DDR5 is already super picky. DDR4 is so mature that you can pretty much get away with running mismatched RAM just fine. In the stability department, you might be losing performance, but stability-wise, it's fine for the most part. I don't recommend it, but do what you gotta do. no shame in that. Oh yeah. Them cables though. Nice and smooth. Windows installed apps, look for the Xbox app, advanced options, repair, try this. Oh, so it's the Xbox app that's having an issue. I'm sorry. I didn't read all of that. And you're doing a repair on it? I'm just joking out, I'm sorry. If you want to try a remote session, we could take a look at it together, young Joe. You just let me know. Hit me up on the Discord. I'll be available in the evening tomorrow. I could definitely do a remote session then. I've got a remote session already stacked up as well for tomorrow evening. Z, what are you seeing? Oh, because you're falling asleep because I'm doing cable combs. That makes sense. It's been almost 2 hours since the stream started and no crash, so that's a good sign, Steve. Good sign. Looking great. Thank you, Fowler. Let's see. Stream lagging again. Good call. Let me check. Let me see what is going on here. What is going on here? We need to figure out what's causing that. It was a spike in the Ethernets. Lots of spikes. Oh, a massive spike. Holy crap. Yeah. Throughput, there was a massive spike, and we dropped a few frames there. So it has something to do with my interwebs. I probably need to restart my mode. You speak Beagle? And he just told you he loves you? Nice. Yeah, I speak Max. I have to translate for him all the time. Hey, what's up, some giant idiot? Welcome back to the Build Show. Yeah, young Joe, let me know if you want to do a remote session later. Or tomorrow or later. That's when I'll have some time to do it. Yeah, I think it's got something to do with the internet. Is it, back to normal for you guys? Okay now? Okay. Got something to do with my ISP. Don't know that I'm going to be able to resolve that tonight, but I will restart my modem before the next stream. Let's see if that helps resolve the problem. Or I'll do some network tests and see if there's a problem. Because we're directly into the modem. I don't have anything between us and the modem. I don't think. Pretty sure it's a... I have it hit correct. All right.
A few moments later.
Hey, calm down. I'm done, okay? It's okay. Yep. All right. So next, We have to install an AIO. Get some of this trash out of my way. Excuse me. And it's twist tie. Twist tie and peel time. Do 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 do. Okay. We got all that. We have some radiator screws that we have to open up and get them in here. Best part of the build, see how you cable manage? Oh. It'll look nice. I hope. Yes, the customer is local. You tried but gave up. Amazon lied, Ben. It is now. It'll be there. It happens a lot over here too. Don't worry about it. No big deal. We're waiting on a bunch of other stuff anyway that we can't talk about. I think this one's going to be pretty easy to cable manage, actually. How should I get into streaming, John? I don't know. If you enjoy Fortnite and you want to stream Fortnite, start streaming there, but don't do what everybody else does. Do something unique. That's how you get known for yourself. Nice. Traveling, you got there. See, you could have used that and parked outside the Micro Center and slept like a king till they opened for GPUs. What do you mean by that? I'm so confused. Just be consistent and relevant? Well, relevant, but consistent, but unique. What everybody likes. Or at least I've noticed people like seeing you for you. So don't get on there and start streaming like every other streamer. Hard not to do when you watch everybody. And you're like, oh, I want to be just like them. And then you try. But just be you. How do you make such a professional website? That is a lot of time and trial and error. A lot of time. That's what the website comes down to. We're actually, when I say we, because I'm actually working with somebody on the website right now, because I needed some help, because I just didn't have the time. But we're redoing the website so that it's going to be a lot faster, more responsive, more customizable, more modern, I guess is what I'm coming down to. So, you should have an update on the website here in the next week or so. I keep saying that every time I stream, but it's because things come up and then we're like, well, we need to fix this, and then fix that, and then fix this, and then, oh, that made this change, so let's do that. So, it just keeps getting pushed down the road here, but we'll eventually have it. You just got a driver timeout? This is getting frustrating? Oh no. Wait, the block's still free. Like, what was that thump? Oh yeah. Let's deal with that. Alright. So, we got that. pretty managed in the cable department, I think. Let's mount this. We have some Thermalright Cryonaut Extreme for this build. I'll be using that. I'm sorry, did I say Thermalright? I meant Thermal Grizzly. Crap. Tracking showed a street view. That big-ass Winnebago travel trailer also shows your pile of boxes outside. Yes, the RV. That we bought before Empower happened. Back when I was working a full-time job, I could finance something like that. Looking good. What do you guys think? Do we drop a graphics card in here? Maybe one day, Roy. Maybe one day. The gas mileage on that thing sucks. It's not comfortable in it while it's driving. Oh, did they drop it off? Let's see here. I just got the driver, we already covered that. I made one, but it's not that good because it was a free one. What are you talking about? What'd you make? A website? Ah, okay, gotcha. Was it on WordPress? Excuse me. You know if it was on WordPress, John, or if it was just a generic website builder? The latest AMD driver is not stable. Use 2531, Tat says. The fun part, cables. This has been happening since I got the 7900 XT. It does not happen with any other of my graphics cards, just the 7900 XT. So, out of curiosity, Steve, I think you've swapped out between NVIDIA and AMD on that PC, correct? If you did, are you using DDU every time you swap it out? Tried Arctic MX6, Fowler says. It was difficult to apply, way too thick. That stuff should not be that thick. When I've used it, it's not thick. Didn't like it at all. Noctua paste is great and Grizzly. Yeah, Thermal Grizzly and Noctua. And actually, the Arctic MX6 is actually really good. You still use the MX4? Yeah, there's really not that much of a difference between the MX6 or the MX4. They're both pretty much the same, almost. Have you overclocked anything or undervolted anything? Question at Steve. Only undervolted, and I used AMD software for undervolting in the driver. No, it was not, John. I think it was a card or something. It was probably a generic website builder then. Does it happen when you run it as stock? No undervolting. Anytime I adjust something of it, it has a problem. When I did get a driver timeout, you can use it. You can use AI to make a website. Yes, you can use AI to make a website now, but you generally have to pay for that AI service. It's a new Windows 11 install. Interesting. Could be old tube. Yeah, it could have been an old tube. Seemed to be dry. Yeah, that sounds like an old tube that you got for some reason. That's a bummer. If you bought that separate, specifically, I would have sent that back. It shouldn't be dry. No, that it's weird. It just showed a street view. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they deliver here 1,000 times a week, so not joking about that either. So, which is why I have a pile of boxes. Right now, we don't have a dumpster, so the pile of boxes grows. All right, so the 9070 XT time. It is time. It did not fix my Xbox app. Oh no. Wonder what the deal is there. I think we're gonna go up and over because this is a thicker card. Don't want to interfere with the flow. Flow, yo. Well, we could try to do a remote session, Young Joe, if you have time tomorrow sometime in the evening. Something like that. We need a GPU support bracket for this thing too, and I didn't think of that. Damn it. All right. So I have this sapphire bracket I could throw in here. Actually, wouldn't look too awful. It's either that or order another Liam Lee bracket. I'm out of those. Haven't ordered. Oh, you gotta be bleeping bleeperty blop blip blip. That was my way of swearing. Stream's lagging. Looks like it stopped. Yeah, it's got something to do with the internet here, guys. I can't fix that tonight. I'll have to restart the modem and check things out. We can take that out and spray paint it if we have to. Hey, what's up, DK? Welcome back to the Build Show. Chat nerds, sup, y'all? They are now into the AI stuff on the AMD keynote. Nice. I figured that's where you were. Yeah, I couldn't see PCIe cables. Yeah, they're there. It's a 9070 XT. Okay. So now that that's all done, let's go ahead and take care of these fans that we have to deal with. All those plugged in. Right? Do 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 do. Do. Oh boy. Already back to the top? 2.5 hours? Yeah, I agree with the owner. I think it looks great. So undervolt the CPU also 349 9060 XT 16 gigs VRAM coming out June 5th. Damn, chat nerds. Leaking out from the AMD keynote. Thank you, chat nerds, for bringing that live. Should I take the faster 8 gig stick in my system and make my laptop 16 gigabyte or keep the 24? John, you should just keep the 24 there. Yeah, it's fine. Exactly what? Yeah. Good. All right, I'm not trying to be too crazy here, but some order for this would be nice. And then all we have to do is install a power supply. Me that. Looking clean. I like it. All right, let's drop this power supply in here. Oh, Brian. Thank you for dropping in and dropping 5 gifted memberships. That's much appreciated. You're the man, Ben. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate you stopping in, sir. Hang out for a little bit. Build some PCs with me. Chat nerds, also make sure to join the Discord. Chat nerds, you just got a gifted membership by Brian Garbasic. He's actually a longtime family friend. Thank you for stopping in, Brian. John, I didn't have a gift memberships on. Oh no. Me either. Oh well. Alright guys. Yeah, that was huge. Thank you, Brian. $299 for the 8GB 9060 XT. I mean, they're keeping on with, you know, the norm. That's pretty dope. That is pretty dope. It's good to see from AMD, honestly. It's a breath of fresh air. Now I'm curious to see what the non-XT is going to come out to. You know, your budget 8GB card. Brian is already over on the Discord. Record. But y'all should give him a huge shout out. And thank you. Because he's a BA. Not my initials. Badass. Literally, probably one of the nicest dudes you'll ever meet. Do you think I can make $3 a month? Probably. Do I want to spend $3 a month on a membership? Honestly, maybe. Sorry, John. Save your money for the PC. I know that's what you've been working for. I don't know if they're going to have non-XT versions as they are banking on the new FSR 4 Redstone. Yeah, that would make sense. And I'm okay with it if the XT is at $300. That's a very fair price for the 8GB XT. In my opinion. The 9060 XT. Tell them we want FSR 4 for the 7,000. I have a feeling we're not going to get that. Because it pushes you to get the new card. Yeah, not in the hardware for the 7000 series. That too. I keep hearing rumors they are working on it, but they need to work on it faster. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be possible to tat. It's not like NVIDIA where they just flip a switch. Oh, here's some more performance. Actually, we're gonna tuck and run. We're gonna tuck into this chamber. Squeeze one out here. Oh, nice. Exactly what I wanted the zip tie to do. Precisely. I just want 48 gigs of VRAM on my dual Intel B60 GPU, yeah. Or you can have an NVIDIA graphics card, like the 5070 at 4090 performance. Anybody still salty about that? We all knew it wasn't true, right? In some cases, with DLSS. But without DLSS, no. Oh, rotate. Almost there, guys, and then we'll fire this thing up and see what it looks like for the very first time. Nice cable management. Yo! What is this playlist? I could listen to this while plugging away at my coding. So this is not a playlist, it's a playlist that I created, but it's from Epidemic Sound, which is a bunch of independent artists that create the music and then upload it to a platform where I purchase a license to then distribute on YouTube. So I'm licensed to use this music. No royalty issues there. So that's the only place that I know it's uploaded is Epidemic Sound. I don't know. I mean, I think if you have an account, I can share the playlist with you, Brian. Yeah, maybe one more tie. Or I could download them and then just give them to you. I don't know what kind of, trouble I can get into, especially if I just said that on YouTube. Pro tip, when using cable extensions that has 2x or 2 times or 3x8 connectors, use the leftover 24-pin cable combs. Keep the cables together. Looks cleaner. Yeah, it's if you have 3 8-pin connectors, that's where that works. Or you can cut the 24-pin. Yes, I see what you're saying. That is actually a really good tip, Roy. Just clip off 2 of the joints. Yes. Yeah, I've actually done that before. I just haven't done that in a while. In this situation, I wanted them to overlap on top of each other. If I was going in a traditional case where they were just swooping down, that would be actually an excellent use case for them. John, going back to your question, and I'll catch up with the rest of this chat, and then we'll put the back cover. You know what? Hold on. Let me clean this up, put the back plate on, put the back panel on, and then get this thing plugged in so we can get ready to fire this up. Harry, are you around still? Or did you fall asleep on us? I wouldn't blame you if you fell asleep. Did an epic job on the cable management. I feel like about as good as it's gonna get. What do you guys think? Gotta wipe some of my fingerprints off of here. Maybe I should peel these last in the future. We'll squeeze some info out. Thank you, chat nerds. Robert Tomazicki, understand FSR 4 is not compatible with the 7000 series. I believe that is correct as well. And same chat is saying that is, or chat nerds is saying that as well. We seen some quick sniff on that PSU. No need to hide it. We all know it smells great. Thanks, Tat. Glad you caught that. You always got to smell the PSU, the new one. It just, it's like a new car smell. I just want my 48 gigs of VRAM. We already covered that. John, by the way, you said to me in Discord you wanted to ask my mom a question. Why so? John, it is just because you had announced your age, so I needed to double check with your mom that it was okay that you were chatting with us adults over on the Discord, which is no problem. I just wanted to make sure she knew. Because we always try to keep it a safe environment, and sometimes there's weirdos that'll come into the Discord channel that we don't know, you know, and hang out. So it's always safe for us to make sure she knows that it's a safe place and that you have permission to be there because of your age. So it's nothing against you. It's just we're covering ourselves to make sure it's a safe environment for you because we care about you. Okay. Yeah. Just the rules. If you're underage and you're announcing your age, we want to make sure that it is, not that you announced it, but you talked about it, and we want to make sure that you're safe. That is some CIA stuff, John. What do you mean by that, chat nerds? Oh, I was there and I heard bullshiz from the crowd and then Rickrolled played. Oh, nice. All right, Ben. Thank you so much for building this and streaming the process. Unfortunately, gotta be in Detroit early, so I'm off to bed. I cannot wait to see this in person. Oh no, she just went to bed and I didn't see that, chat Curie. Please tell me you're still here. It's the moment. You guys should have convinced her to stay for just like 5 more minutes. I don't know how long ago that was, 11:43. Okay, 10 more minutes. I think she went to bed. Man, that was so close. I almost got it done before the customer went to bed. Yo, what is it? Brian, okay, maybe I can find it something similar on Spotify, but yeah, you know, Brian, I'll try to see what I can do to get you this list. This is comfy strim, lol. Till he loses a screw into the PC. Yeah, don't be here when Ben drops a screw into the PC. Bleeping words come out. Carrie's not here. She went to bed. Right before I know. She didn't know the process. It's okay. All right. Since Carrie's not here, who wants to do the honors? Or does the whole chat just want to say, fire that thing up, or let's see the money, or press that button, or move that bus? Reveal. Fire it up, Buttercup, Tat says. Move that bus? Robert, it is a very old reference from a very old TV show, and it shows my age. Don't judge me. Press that button, John says. Engage, Chat Nerd says. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah. This one might make me cry. By the way, I just want to say, I might have to take that sound bit off because YouTube has flagged that sound multiple times now. I don't know why. They're like, that sound? So we're going to make sure you share monetization. I'm like, no. Or just that sound bit being played. See, it was the hour of talking in the beginning of the stream. Yeah, it was probably that. Yeah, probably. Oh, sick build. Holy unicorn puke. Chat nerds. Oh, come on, chat nerds. It looks cool. You can't deny it. And we do have a post. So I know how to build PCs, yeah? I can still build a PC, look! And it posts. Oh my gosh, that's insane. I'm in love. I think I'm in love. No, I know the reference. It was like, we want to move that bus now? Yeah. And then they all scream, move that bus! And then they reveal the new home, and it's like, oh my goodness. Everybody falls over. Or starts crying. Gets to be an emotional moment. Awesome build, Ben. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, the other option on these fans, guys, is they do make these fans exactly the same, except the fan blades don't have any RGB. So that'd be way less RGB. So if you think that's too much, you can always switch to those other fans, and it would look probably a little bit more sleek. No RGB on the RAM, that is correct. And minus 10 points for Gryffindor. Oh no. I think it was Extreme Home Makeover, Robert, is what I was thinking of. I don't know if we're thinking of the same thing, maybe? I don't know. Not bad for your first time there, Ben. There is only one Gramps in here. Yeah, we use the G-Skill Flare X. But it's easy to upgrade the RAM if you wanted to. It was either RGB RAM or we bumped down to the 7800 XT. It came out to something like that. So I pulled the RGB RAM and went with the CPU RAM combo from Micro Center, which allowed me to also drop the 9070 XT in here with the bundle, with the budget. So had no choice but to go with that RAM. And it's very easy to upgrade and much cheaper to upgrade than the graphics card. So RAM stays non-RGB until she upgrades. I'm just dreaming on how mine's going to look. It's the same thing practically. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hells no. LOL. It's okay, there's enough RGB in that case for everything. That's what I'm saying. There's enough eye candy there. Your eyes should be tasting sweetness for like everything you look at. Has RGB on it, except for the RAM. I'm old too, yeah. I feel old too. I feel older than I look, and I am. You can thank the first, like, 5 years of manual labor in my life working. Here's an odd question for you, Ben. Sorry, Tat, I missed this question over on the Twitch side. GPUs take 8-pin connections. What would happen if they plugged the 8-pin for the motherboard into the GPU instead? It shouldn't actually work. Meaning it shouldn't fit. You'd have to force it in, I think. But you can do it, I guess. And I feel like your power supply would trip. If it's a high enough quality power supply, it should stop you from damaging things. And say, hey, this is not right. And power supply should just trip. And shut off. Still looking at the RGB streamer cables for the GPU and motherboard. Wife's gonna hate me. Nah. It's always better to ask for forgiveness. Which XFX 9070 XT? It is the Swift white. I'm gonna say it again. That build is amazing. It is beautiful. I agree. Looks clean. Forgiveness afterwards never plays in my favor. It never plays in any of our favor, but we end up with what we wanted. Maybe not with what we didn't know we wanted later. That makes sense. I'm looking at the screen right now, Mike. Make sure you get some Windex and wipe the screen down when you're done. Disinfect it. Almost too perfect. Are you saying that it's going to have a bad motherboard again or something? It's posted. We're posted up. In the BIOS now. I'd be sleeping. Well, if you need an RV to sleep in, you know where it is. The aesthetics, at least. Yes. What a beauty. And beast at the same time. Yeah, the 7800X 3D paired with the 9070 XT. It's gonna do some wondrous gaming. Be on the lookout for Thermalright 4 screens on AIO. Yes. Yep. 4-inch screens are coming. I did see that. Gamers Nexus actually beat you to that. He was at the booth and did a review of the booth and held a booklet of all of their products. So there are so many Thermalright products coming out. It's absolutely insane. What I'd like, I think, most out of that are the cases that they introduced, which look really cool. Though they are not manufacturing the cases themselves with their own tools and things. So the cost is probably going to be relatively close to what we're spending right now on like Montech and Thermaltake and whatnot, but I'd assume it'll be somewhere in that price range. Gals and guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and sub if you haven't yet. It's free, helps out Ben get the video out to more members of the YouTube universe. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, I seen that chat nerds takes up so much space though. You have the product catalog? Oh my gosh. It'd be really awesome to get a product catalog from Thermalright signed by their CEO. What's his name? I don't know if he's still there. No, Thermalright cannot go thermal wrong. I think Steve over in Gamers Nexus was asking him directly. He had a little interview with the CEO. He's like, so who's your competition? And his answer was themselves. Lee? Yeah. It'd be cool to get a catalog probably signed by him. Because, Thermalright. I'll DM you some deets. Nice. Yeah, it's one of those events that I'd like to make it down to, and I'm glad I didn't book it this year, because guess who's on jury duty right now during that event? That's not something you could just get out of. I would have had to lie. Or say I was leaving the country. The cheerleader. Oh, I appreciate it, Mike. Hurricane Gamer 848. Hi, I'm John from YouTube. I followed you a bit ago. Yes, sir. I appreciate you over there on the Twitch as well. Penny Lynn. I don't remember. I thought it was Lee, like chat said. Chat nerds. Thought his name was Lee. I'll have to go back and look at the video, or go back and or just type it into Google and figure it out. Yeah, I seen. Yeah, I saw so many products on their booth. It's insane. One day I will make it to that event. One day. I love that case has the fans inside the glass. I love that has the fans inside. Oh yeah, the Thermalright case. That would be one interesting case to test out. I'm gonna switch back to YouTube real quick. All right, cool. Oh, man, that was a long build. Took us 3.5 hours to do that build. Way too much chatting. Should not have taken me 3.5 hours to do this build. But it was fun. The business side of me says, bad Ben. The streamer side of me and social side of Ben says, good Ben. I like YouTube better. I don't get ads because I got free YouTube Premium trial. That, and I did not monetize the video yet, so you should not receive any ads until I monetize the video, which will be after the live. Then you get ads. That's what was going on, by the way. Chat. Tat. Or Roy. I don't know what to call you anymore. You just switch from Tat to Tuna to Tat to Roy to It's Roy. I don't know. I'm so lost. Hard enough keeping up with everybody as it is. I'm just screwing with you. Tuna. Just Roy is fine. Gotcha. I'm messing with you. You got monetized? Yeah, we got monetized at, I think it was 500 subs. We had monetization for members, I think. And then this year we also achieved 1,000 subscribers, which allowed us to monetize with ads. And then we get paid for ads. But I mean, I'm talking pennies, guys. Since we've hit 1,000 subs, which has been a week or so now, or 2 weeks. I can't remember how long ago it was. I'm still trying to figure out what we're supposed to do for 1,000 subs. But since then, we have, I think we've made like $4 in ads. $4 with like 96,000 views. It's so stupid how much it takes to actually make money on YouTube. I think they would catch on. I don't know how that would work. I was here when you got 1K. Give someone a gaming PC. I don't know, maybe we do something. I don't know. Got to think about it. Hey, we get you 2 days a week right now. Yeah, I know. Jury duty is going to screw the schedule up because I got jury duty. I don't have jury duty tomorrow, but I have a lot of projects and things that I got to catch up on, including a trip down to a business type customer that I'm helping out right now at around 5:30, which gets me back here around 9 p.m. probably, maybe even later than that, because it's almost an hour away, so it's a long drive. So tomorrow I'm probably not going to stream, definitely not going to. Thursday, I'm probably not going to stream because I'm going to be in jury duty until 4:30 p.m. Getting back here, and then I have to literally do everything that I would normally do in the day after. And I've got a couple of things I got to deal with here. So, and at some point I got to go mow the Armada lawn. And I have no idea when I'm going to go do that. Or how. And it's supposed to rain all week. So Friday is probably going to be the next stream because that's the next day that I don't have jury duty. And should be a typical normal day for me unless I'm playing catch up from Wednesday. Or Thursday. Sorry. $4 is more than no $4. That's a good point. You can almost get a Snickers bar, you mean? So I think those are like $5. Jury duty doesn't suck because it's our duty to the justice system. But it just always seems to have bad timing, right? Yeah, anything's better than nothing. I'm not complaining about it at all. It's just, it gives you a different outlook of all the other YouTubers that are full-time doing YouTube, how much work they put into their channels. It takes a crazy amount of work. And for anybody that thinks that it's not a lot of work, it's a ton of work. Just a ton of work. It's more than a full-time job. But it could be very, I guess, successful later down the road. I love jury duty. Banhammer to people in real life. Literally. Yeah. It's a lot of work. Chat Nerds says. I feel like you have some experience with this. And you get no days off. Yeah, I know. You're just constantly on. $2.99 by me. LOL for a large one. That's a pretty good price. I feel like last time I was looking at Snicker bars, they were like almost $5. I don't know where I was looking. Well, guys, I'm glad you all were here for the build. I do appreciate everybody hanging out. Makes building a lot more fun. Keeps me entertained while we're building. Not that I don't enjoy building, but the additional is also awesome to have. Must have looked in the giant section. $5 for a candy bar. It was probably a bag, I don't know. But I'm on a diet, so I didn't buy it. And I'm broke. But alright, guys. That is it for the evening for me. Snickers scalpers, probably. Good night, John. You, sir, have a good night. Good night, Mike, Robert, chat. I hope your endeavor over there is successful and filled with knowledge. Frailer, and you also have a safe trip back, chat nerds. Frailer, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. Tat, some giant idiot. Young Joe over there. All of y'all. Carrie, once you see this, I hope you enjoy checking it out anyway. If not, you'll see it in person very soon. You'll see not next week. I should be live on Friday. So Friday is when you'll see me next. Hope tomorrow goes well. Thank you. Give Steve the Stain a big kiss for me. That was from Tat. Was that satisfactory, Tat? Thank you for stream, Ben. Have a great night. All of your morning, whichever side of the earth you are on. I am currently at 12:17 a.m. So I'm standard Eastern time. Great build, thank you. All right, guys. We'll see you on Friday. Until then, happy building. Have a good night. Have a good morning. Wherever you are. We'll see you guys. Take care. Have a good night.